You're listening to the Things Podcast, brought to you by the Things Industries.
Hi, everybody. I'm Alex Paulton. I'm here at the Things Conference with Chiara Koopmans. She's with Truvami, and I'm really glad, Chiara, to have you here on the show.
Hi, Alex. It's a pleasure to be here. It's a really exciting time.
There's all kinds of stuff going on in the Internet of Things, isn't there?
Absolutely.
Very
Especially in the battery-free domain that is slowly emerging. So we're getting a lot of interest here.
So yes, what has Truvami brought to the show?
So Truvami is a company that is focusing on geolocation solutions. Our ambition is to make tracking as easy as possible, as accessible to the client. So we believe the client shouldn't have to worry about all the integrations. Where do I see the data? Where do I get it from? What network, what devices, and so forth. Want to take all the hassle away. And so we have a device portfolio of different trackers and also a platform with it where we can show continuous data to our clients. And here also especially for warehouse operators, logistics companies who want to have visibility on their roller cages, their bins. We today came to the show with our Truvami Smart Label. That's an asset tracker that runs completely battery free. So powered by the ambient light, what's already available in the warehouse. And we're getting a lot of interest into that. And we think this is the future where we want to go and what we want to provide for our clients to have a maintenance-free solution in the end. We have not all operations allowed to carry the overhead of maintaining thousands of battery-powered devices. I mean, battery-powered IoT is still relevant. It's a critical pillar for modern logistics, for rich and continuous data streams when we want to have high-frequency tracking. But we also see that not every use case requires this type of granularity. And this is exactly where we are stepping in with the Smart Label to provide their comprehensive solution.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. And photovoltaic energy harvesting is a good way because it's not powerful light, but there's light in a lot of places.
Exactly. So if you design what's already there, which is the light in the warehouse, then you can unlock intelligence from what's been hiding in plain sight, right? And also this whole battery-free approach, which we've seen from RFID, for example, this is really the way to go. If we want to make asset tracking scalable, it has to be battery-free. But unlike RFID, where you have this only type of binary visibility, right? We aim with the solution to have continuous data where an asset is, location of the roller cage and of the box, and not only where, but also what happens with. Was it moved? Was a certain temperature threshold exceeded? Was it exposed to temperature risk? Was the asset mishandled? So this is the type of information that becomes really valuable to the customers.
Now, you had mentioned industrial. Are there any specific spaces within the industrial space that really need this technology that you're seeing adoption?
So we are mainly talking here about intralogistics because the solution in the end runs on LoRaWAN. So we are talking about network densification on campus sites. So distribution centers where the assets move between them. That the operators want to know how much is my asset being used? Can I make a reduction of the fleet? How healthy is my fleet? And also to see that an asset gets stolen, for example, or is it lost, to increase recovery times there. So this is really one of the main use cases we see here in logistics.
Got it. Are there areas that you feel could use it but aren't yet?
We see also very high potential in the whole medical domain. So when we think about medical equipment, hospital beds, and also wheelchairs, and this type of equipment, also the defibrillators. So these are small assets that cannot be tracked today because using those battery-powered devices there just be such a hassle to go into the field and have to replace all the batteries. So with this type of use cases, we also see already first interest, but also very large potential.
Got it. Because, medical, and also the device cost is quite high. You want to keep track of that stuff too,
Exactly.
Now, when you talk about that high value versus low value tracking and all, is there a bottom, a baseline for the tracking, or is your solution inexpensive enough that you can use it for any tracking application?
Yeah, and yeah, this is where we want to go. So we were not targeting like shipments or cheap shipments that are just for one-time use. We want to have this reusable approach. Our label, I also have it here, as I can show it to you. So it has a Velcro on the back for the ones who are just listening. And by that, we can easily attach it to any asset, and it also can be taken away again from the asset to make it reusable, to extend the device lifetime. So we don't have to think anymore of the one-time value of a certain asset, but if it look at it in this closed loop scenario, then you can use it multiple times, and total cost of ownership is really low. So this is really why we believe it should scale.
Well, that makes a lot of sense, because once you can reuse the label, as you point out, a lot of that low-end cost issue disappears. Is that you could you have a pallet of inexpensive product, you put the sticker on the pallet, tracks the pallet, take the sticker off when the pallet's delivered.
Yes, and I mean, it doesn't stop with the hardware. You have to look at the full solution. Of course, LoRaWAN is also a very effective or cost-effective approach. And then also with Truvami, that we aim to provide the full solution so the client has no interoperability issues with other platforms and so forth. So total cost of ownership in the end is really low for the clients. Of course, on device side, it's you cannot compare it to the cost that you have of an RFID label. But with RFID, for example, you have then the expensive gates, the heavy maintenance, heavy infrastructure. That is also a lot of capex. And here, this is basically infrastructure free. I mean, you need a couple of gateways, but that's it. So yeah, it should really reduce total cost of ownership.
Got it. So when you think about that whole aspect of the cost of ownership in the space, are there any application spaces that you feel should be adopting your technology that aren't currently?
Now, it's maybe also a bit too early to say. Also, our company is still a young one. We've been now around for 3 years. And we've been working on the label for the past 1.5, 2 years. We have first beta labels out with our clients, pilot clients, and we are launching officially V2 of the label end of Q1 2026. So then it will be fully industrial and cost optimized. So we are still now in this trial period to see what are the target markets, where can we see that that product market fit is given. So it's a bit too early to say on what has not been adopted yet, but I think we receive a lot of interest from many different markets, and I think there are still applications that we even haven't thought of today.
Got it. So is there anything about the company or about your services that we haven't brought up that you want to make sure our audience knows about?
Maybe just a little background about Truvami itself. I mean, we are coming out of the Swisscom ecosystem. It's the national telco operator from Switzerland. So this gives us also a good backbone, so to say, to offer long-term services to our clients. All our services are hosted on the Swisscom data center in Switzerland, but it can also be on-premise with the clients. So security is our utmost priority, but also in this sense flexibility, so that it can integrate with its existing IT systems of our clients. It can also be run, config the air gapped if it's a very critical application. But this is really a main advantage that our clients can feel that the products are designed in Switzerland and also hosted here. So because data in the end is utmost priority to keep it safe, and especially in tracking where it's high sensitive information sometimes.
Got it. So do you have any final words for our audience before I let you go today?
No, thanks a lot for interesting conversation, Alex. It was really a pleasure, and I'm really looking forward to all the meeting all potential ecosystem and our partners and clients today, and to talk more about the future of battery-free tracking.
Well, very cool, Chara. Thank you so much for coming and talking to us. I really appreciate you having the time.
Thank you, Alex.